right. Hello, everybody. Hello, Void Dweller. Oh, Chishan, an apparition. Woo! So lovely. The gang's almost all here, eh? Oh my god. Woo! What's exactly your point? Oh, wait. Anyway, last time. That Ceren story. It was like an interlude between, I'm guessing, the second and third act of this little short story here. That was incredible. It not only developed her, but it developed a Lord Barnier, and like from this two-dimensional villain to just a really a full character. That was incredible. You too, Chi-chan. Like seriously, wow. That was amazing. So I do know that we are heading into part 3 of the, I know it's confusing because it said part 2 on the thing, but in the thing I was shown, it is part 3 of this of the main act of this whole Requiem for Innocence. So that should be about 4 more streams, including this stream. And yeah, 8, 9, 10, 11, yeah. We're gonna end the main story, the story about the past, and then there's a whole bunch of sub-episodes to do. And I do know that there is also a, I know there's also another backstage nonsense as well as after this too. So yeah, it's those 3 sub-episodes. I'm guessing that's a gift right here. So let's get back into it and see how Jacopo deals with being the new Lord. Part 2, what's past is prologue. Wherefore should the heathen say, where is now their God? It's too fast. God damn it. Damn, that's... And I thought the ones in Higurashi were fast. Merrymaking to continue into the wee hours of the morning. After things settled down and the men returned to the city, an elderly man calling himself Odilon showed himself before me. Despite his evident age, the man stood tall and spoke in a clear, confident voice. Hello, T. Welcome to the stream. Wait, the stream died? Oh, God. Wait, what? Oh, God, you guys... okay, you barely missed anything. Okay. See? Oh my God, I didn't know the prayer is, the prayer was on, is in the back read too. Okay. Okay. Yeah, see look, you guys barely missed anything. 'Tis a shame what happened to Ginevra. The post-revolution merrymaking continued into the wee hours of the morning. After things settled down and the men returned to the city, an elderly man calling himself Odilon showed himself before me. Despite his evident age, the man stood tall and spoke in a clear, confident voice. Looking into his deep sapphire eyes, I felt as though I could see everything he had borne witness to, and these walls engraved within them. Odilon revealed himself as an ally of the revolution, and having been in contact with Ginevra. It's a real Bible verse, it looks like. Psalms 115, 2-8. Had things proceeded as initially planned, She was going to take power and build the land anew with my assistance. But great change is never without its cost. Nevertheless, I am unspeakably grateful for how swiftly you managed to dethrone the former lord. Without your heroic efforts, we would still...
Enough with the ass kissing. Tell me who you are, and exactly what you're hoping to get out of me.
No need to be so apprehensive, I assure you. I am more than happy to tell you everything you wish to know. I served as consul to the late Lord Jean-Francois Barnier. And 'twas I who aided the revolution from within the manor's walls, coordinating with Ginevra on the outside.
Oh, so you're just like that... Damn, I forgot what his name was from Game of Thrones. The monk-looking guy from Game of Thrones. Fucking hell, the one that... the eunuch. Oh, hello, Guppy Force. Wow, the whole mod team is here. Oh, you guys. Thank you so much for showing. Aw. Yeah, it looks like we did see him very briefly in the beginning.
So that make you the one who ordered the gates open for us then?
Verily. Furthermore, I arranged to have a number of the guards turn coat.
Well, you did fine work. We would have lost a lot more men without your efforts. I have to ask though, where were you while it was actually happening? I don't recall seeing you anywheres.
I took the liberty of finding myself shelter. I'm an old man, and this is realistic and not as anime as you think. So I can't do any crazy fighting moves.
How fortunate for you to be able to kick back and watch, only to crawl out of your hole after we relieved the Lord of his head.
Might you perchance be suggesting this old bag of bones take up the blade? I would only serve as an impediment to your success. 30 years ago, mayhap, but hardly could I point a sword straight today. In more ways than one, if you catch my drift.
Unnecessary information.
Or perhaps you would say that I, as a supporter of your cause, should have been present for the occasion regardless. But of little aid I would have been, merely dying a fool's death, becoming naught but another body upon which the living would trek.
You're skilled with your words, old man.
Of course, 'tis my job. There is but one service I can provide you. My knowledge.
Knowledge?
Meaning...
Oh, that's Jacopo, sorry.
Meaning you intend to continue to serve as the Lord's counsel, because you did such a good job before, clearly.
For what other reason would I lend my hand to this revolution?
You expect me to just take your word, to trust you?
Surely you're aware that you could not rightfully govern this territory without the acknowledgement of the neighboring counts and their king. I have knowledge and connections which would prove invaluable in establishing you as legitimate and qualified to inherit the throne.
Yes, I know. I did not saunter into here blind. I still hadn't figured out how I would have accomplished that, but, wait. I recognize you from somewheres. I remember. You were here during the revolt 3 years ago. You're the one who helped Barnier escape. 'Twas indeed I. That's all the more reason not to trust you. You sat back and watched. Not a damn peep, as that clown of a lord left his people to rot. Like hell, I'm letting you be my counsel. You are an astute young man, but still far too green for your own good. And you fail to fully separate yourself from your own life. Excuse me? I assure you, I was no more fond of Lord Barnier's predilections than you. But as I am sure you're aware, he was quick to send his opponents off to the gallows, if they were lucky. And he would be no more merciful to his counsel than a slum dweller. My objections would have ensured but one thing: a swift, meaningless death. Moreover, you knew it was not yet the time and stayed your hand. Nay, I too had reached the same conclusion, and was awaiting the appropriate time. The perfect time to rearrange the board.
Wow, he is just like... Yeah, he does look a lot like a wizard, complete with the book he's holding and everything. Like, if someone told you this guy was a wizard, like, they would believe you easily. Like, you would believe them totally. He looks exactly like you would imagine a wizard to look like. But my god, is he acting totally like the spider. That's what he was called. I forget what his name was, but that's what was his nickname in Game of Thrones.
Gah. You must dispense with the childish emotion that controls you. Act exclusively in service of that which most benefits you. And you cannot do so without someone to guide you. You are still merely a fledgling, young man. You know not up from down in this vast new world. And you have neither an army nor the weapons with which to defend yourself. Should you go out into that world unaccompanied, it will snap your neck before you feel the hands upon your skin. And what benefits are you hoping to reap from this? You're not acting out of a love for the people. That much is obvious. A chance to fulfill my duties as consul to the Lord. My expertise went largely unused under Lord Barnier's rule. It was a deeply frustrating time for me. Though, if I may be blunt, perhaps I should say that I would like to die knowing I have accomplished something worthwhile with my life. I can promise you that I have no intention of mistreating the people for my own personal amusement. You've still given me no reason to actually trust you. Allow my work to speak for my words. Allow me to proffer unto you my knowledge, that it might be of service to you. I don't completely trust this man, nor do I think I ever will. He's after something. Probably wants to use me as a puppet under the guise of a system he as my consul. There's never been a good vizier in all of fiction. He does make a good point, though. I'll need someone to show me the ropes if I want any chance of governing effectively. Have you come to a decision? Okay. This better not bite me in the ass. It's a pleasure to have you, Hold on.
At your service.
That said, try anything, you'll be out the door faster than you can blink.
Understood.
Good.
Now, if I may, I would like to offer my first instruction.
And what would that be?
You will need to make a formal proclamation of your succession. There are still many among your people who know not who you are. Thus, you must declare yourself the rightful heir, the lost son of Lord Barnier's predecessor. You must assume a new name.
Say again?
The name by which you were known before is but a veil, behind which you guarded your noble identity. And the time has now come for you to reclaim your true self.
Hold on a second. I'm not...
Yes, I am aware of your lineage.
Okay, then what name do you suppose I should take? Barnier Jr.?
You shall assume his name.
Oh, geez, you can't be serious.
Jean-Francois Barnier Jr.
God damn it, old man! Is this some kind of sick joke? You're insane if you think I'm taking that that psychopathic killer's name. Why on this green earth would I ever want to call myself after the man I dethroned?
Among the nobility, names are oft passed on, from father to son, from brother to brother.
But why his name? A name associated with fear and tyranny. This better not bite me in the ass and get me thrown into eternal torture for 1,000 years, I friggin' swear. Or I'm gonna blame you.
I assure you it won't.
Are you trying to hobble me before I even take my first step?
You will remove the stain his deeds have left upon the name. Lord Barnier killed his father, brothers, and all their families and attendants, as Ginevra likely told you. Why do you suppose he killed them?
Are you mocking me, old man? He killed him because he was a damn madman.
Lord Barnier was not the rightful heir.
Really? Because he said he was.
Excuse me?
He was merely a stand-in, to be disposed of and quietly replaced when came to time. However, he grew voracious for power, fixated on becoming the Lord himself. So he killed everyone who stood in his way, both the Barnier family and the attendants who knew the truth. Though he failed to realize that the Lord had sired another son. You, the rightful inheritor of the Jean-Francois Barnier name.
So that's a story, huh? I'm not the fake. He was.
When the truth is revealed, the people will be enraptured, and crucially, the damage to the Barnier family name will be minimized. After all, the Barniers were but victims of this charlatan's avarice. As you are to take on the Barnier family name, it is to your benefit that the reputation you inherit is as unblemished as possible. Furthermore,
That's called bleach, Void Dweller. It's called bleach.
you have nothing to gain from keeping your present name. No longer are you the man who you were in the slums. You must become a new man entirely.
Gah. Enough. I need time to think. A day can be just one.
I cannot. 'Tis a matter of the utmost importance. You must act swiftly, for the opportunity will pass and the tides turn against you anon.
Everybody knows who I am. I'm not an anon.
Oh dear. The people are on your side, for now. However, should you fail to expeditiously demonstrate that you, as their new lord, are likewise on their side, you will find yourself with more than the counts upon your doorstep.
Hello, MJ. Welcome to the stream.
You must decide now.
Sir. Alright. I'll swallow my pride. I knew there would need to be some changes before I embarked on this road. So this isn't unexpected. Just moving quicker than I was prepared for.
Source! Hello, Source. Welcome.
A wise decision. Now, before we move on to the next order of business, I must ask. Are you physically well enough to remain on your feet for a short while longer?
Oh, you know he does, Jay-chan. They're probably going to reuse the sprite from the original. Yeah, that Ceren and Barnier story last time was amazing.
You will need to stand before your people and make a speech. Nevertheless, it is evident that you are wounded from your battle. And would reflect poorly on your accomplishments were you to collapse during your first appearance.
I'll be fine. I can hold myself up long enough to give a speech.
Youth, what a wonderful thing! You must be sure to get your rest once you have finished. I will arrange for the best doctor to come examine you.
Appreciate it.
Now then, let us be off. You need merely repeat after me.
Hey, did you hear the new Lord's speech? Barnier was a fraud this entire time.
What? No way! But God, I should have skipped where it got up better and seen.
Still got a chance. Go to the town square. The town crier spreading the word of the whole thing.
Did you hear? The new Lord led the charge on the revolution. And he was the real John François Barnier. I hoid. I was there for his speech. He's so young and handsome. And he's the only eyes to boot. I said that already. They say he spent years living in the slums, hiding his true identity. That must must have been so difficult for him. At long last, we're free from our suffering. Free from the terror of Lord Barnier. Cheers for the new Lord Barnier. Oh, sugar, what the hell is going on here? Oh, give me a break. You're no damn lord.
How goes it, Maria? You look like you ain't slept in weeks. Where's your smile, girl? Today's the day for celebrating.
Oh, go fuck yourself. I am too tired to do it myself.
Whoa.
You're the one who pushed me into this!
Huh? What are you getting busy about?
You pressured him to this dumbass revolution into becoming the fucking lord.
Whoa, that ain't what happened at all. Jacopo's the one who proposed the whole thing.
Bullshit! He was trying to talk sense into y'all at the Midsummer Festival.
For the love of craps, what crawled up your ass and died? The batshit asshole's gone, and now we got someone on our side in power. What's there to complain about?
Oh, for fuck's sake. Is there anything in that meathead of yours?
What was that?
You do realize he can never come back now, right? He's the Lord! He's gone, and he's gone for good. Up there in that manor, all by himself. And y'all dragged him up to the top of that hill and left him there.
I get that you want to take someone to take this out on, but
Oh, goddammit.
Jacopo's also the one who proposed becoming the Lord.
No.
I didn't push a damn thing on him. He showed up one day with a ring bearing the Barnier family crest. And told everyone he was royalty. And claimed to the throne.
This is insane.
It was his words that sparked the revolution.
There's no way. Jacopo is royalty? Y'all need to get a better sense of humor.
My thoughts exactly at first too. Then I saw the crest of his ring. It's the real deal, girl. Did you miss the whole part when he put the ring on in front of everyone before we stormed the manor? His whole spiel about being the heir.
Hello, Lambda Delta. Welcome to the stream.
That was pretty damn convincing, if I do say so myself.
Y'all seriously think I was there for some stupid pep talk?
Ain't you his friend? I feel like a friend should be rooting for his success, you know? That's what I'm doing. I can say that much. Anyway, I got a hot date with a couple of kegs. I'm out of here. Unless you want to come with. We're gonna be partying all night long.
Like hell I'm coming.
Just thought I'd ask. Try not to look so sour all the time, okay? You're much prettier when you're smiling.
Exactly, MJ. He was probably advised against it. Choke on a dick, asshole. God, Maria, you are the best character.
Duly noted. Later.
Gratian is not in the first game, neither is Ceren. And Lord Barnier was mentioned a lot in the first game, but he never had a sprite before this game. I can't root for him because he's my friend.
I know better than anyone that he's in over his head. All I can do is pray for y'all, Jacopo. Pray that you'll always be the Jacopo we know.
Oh, God damn it, Maria, you jinxed it! Fucking hell!
That this won't change you into some horrible, horrible tyrant. I mean, you're already a pedophile, which I should not have, been so accompanying with. We're still friends, right? Even if we're worlds apart now. After giving me just enough time to recover, Odilon quickly got to work, instructing me in everything I needed to know to be a lord. My first priority was to revitalize the city, cleaning up the mess my predecessor had left in. As much as I wanted to ensure that everyone had food and water, it simply wasn't possible to make that happen overnight. We would need to significantly expand our farmland, build additional granaries, repair existing irrigation canals, not to mention crack down on crime and disorder. There was so much to do, it was almost dizzying. But the last thing I had time to do was whine. That said, none of it could happen with a snap of the fingers. It would take time and manpower, which meant we would have to use existing stores in the meantime. I asked the people, particularly among the other upper class, to relinquish ownership of their stockpiles for me to redistribute among the population. That would allow everyone to make it through the transitional period, I figured. Naturally, though, not everyone was happy with the arrangement. But the cries of dissatisfaction were drowned out by cheers of support when I explained that it was for everyone's sake, that we would need to band together to carry the whole city through what would be a rocky transition. As I was patting myself on the back for a job well done, Odilon shook his head and said,
"For a whole year at most."
We don't know how anybody died in the real world. I think that's what's going to be the big, ending finale. We're going to actually see how they died. Because we have no idea. They didn't say in the original.
We have enough stores to last at least 3 years, though. 2 if we want to be extra safe.
They will set your manor ablaze long before the stores run dry.
Excuse me? Why would they? I'm obviously doing everything in my power to revitalize the city. And I was the one who freed them from the claws of that tyrant.
The people see only the results. There they accept your promises of improvement now. If in a year's time they do not see those words bear fruit, their trust in you will wither away. That you came from the slums is viewed now as a heroic rise to power, but your past will soon be turned against you, used to delegitimize you. You must produce for them tangible results.
God, I knew this wouldn't be easy, but still. It boiled my blood to think my predecessor sat around on his ass all day. Did he even accomplish anything in his entire time as the Lord?
Well, I know it was described, but it was very vague in the original. So I'm hoping for more detail in this one, basically.
I can only think of one truly positive effect of his regime. His support for the arts.
His what?
Surely I've seen the numerous pieces of art adorning this manor's walls. He would often treat himself with works from the finest artists and artisans in the land.
So you should sell the paintings.
Oh, you mean all those paintings and vases and fancy drapes? Bunch of worthless junk. Every last bit of it. None of it will do anything to fill the people's empty stomachs.
I mean, you could sell it, though.
It would seem you understand not the value of art.
Well, I did grow up in the slums.
Do you know what purpose art serves?
To make you feel better? It's nice to have around, but not much more than that.
Bribes, my boy. Those who hunger for power similarly hunger for ways to flaunt it. And the singularity of a piece of art fills that role. Some have a genuine appreciation for art. Others will use it as a tool. But nonetheless, skilled craftsmen and artists and their work naturally gravitate toward those with power. It would be wise for you to consider dressing somewhat less pedestrian soon. Now, we should be able to put the former Lord's possessions to good use in helping you build up valuable relationships.
You mean start handing out bribes?
Indeed. But remember, they are negotiation tools. You must use them when they provide you the greatest results.
Negotiation, huh? Alright, I think I see what you're getting at. If I want to revitalize the city in a year, I'm gonna need help from my good neighbors. In exchange for provisions and wickers, I offer the various Count's pieces from Barnier's collection. Sound about right?
Precisely. My, you are much cleverer than I would have expected of a man from the slums. Now, if only you would become accustomed to this manner of thinking, you could become a fine leader in short order.
I appreciate the concern, old man.
I will dispatch messengers and arrange meetings with the counts, so we can begin anon.
I told you I'm not a non. My name is Jacopo, Barnier, whatever, Junior. You know what, fine, I'm a non. I'll just hack you later.
And I hope I do not have to remind you. But you will need to be very careful with your words, Lord Barnier. Junior.
Yeah, I know.
You seem quite tired, Lord Barnier Jr.
You think? Every day I have to go meet with someone new. I spend all my travel time learning how to read and write. It's enough to exhaust anyone.
Tis necessary nonetheless. Illiteracy will only...
Yeah, I know. You said I look tired, and I'm telling you why that is. I never said I had a problem with it. Jeez, I'm answering your freaking question.
I overstepped. My apologies. Your diligence has been invaluable in earning the Count's favor, Lord Barnier Jr. They think quite fondly of you.
Is that so? Because that's certainly not the impression I'm getting. They put on a facade of friendliness, but beneath the surface, they're all laughing, trying to figure out how best to use me, or just outright scoffing. Not a one of them sincerely trusts me. I'm just a pawn to them.
We are all pieces on one another's boards.
Oh, you got that right. Yep. Odalon to D4. You bet it, Buddy Buns.
What's that supposed to mean?
It would be most prudent to consider that unqualified friendship simply does not exist in our society. All interpersonal relationships are built on a foundation of mutual benefit, save for exceedingly rare, short-lived exceptions. Nonetheless, you should not consider being used as a bad thing. We all climb atop each other's boards, offering ourselves up as a powerful piece. And so do they offer themselves to us. Should you wish to survive in our society, you must always ensure your peers see you as a piece worth playing.
Ah.
That would mean you're putting yourself out there as well, old man.
Indeed, I am your pawn, Lord Barnier Jr. I offer myself to you, and in your using me, I gain this position as a consul to the Lord. It is a far more practical and reliable system than one founded on something so uncertain as emotion. Would you not say?
Which is to say, I'm a pawn to him as much as he is to me. I suppose so. Then I too will have to ensure I remain useful. Last time he swapped aside, another Barnier brought in to take my place. What would he be? Lord Barnier the Third? Jeez.
Oh ho ho! Sharp words, my lord. But worry not, for I have no qualms with your performance as present. Now, Lord Barnier Jr., we must discuss your next...
Hold on a sec, would ya?
Yes, sir.
Do you mind not calling me Lord Barnier Jr. in private? I can understand why you want to keep up the charade even when no one's looking. But frankly, I'm just not comfortable with it.
Very well. Then, my lord, it shall be.
Can't say I'm surprised he won't use my real name. But still.
Yeah, oh,
Yeah, that'll do. Thank you.
not at all. Now back to business, my lord.
It took long enough, but we're finally starting to see some real progress. Oh no, negotiation was so much work.
You should be proud of your accomplishments, my lord. Tis hardly an easy feat to amass that much manpower and resources in only 6 months.
Doing better than expected, huh? How's public opinion looking? Reports should be coming in by now, I assume.
Some dissatisfaction, but numbers are within expectations.
Dissatisfied? With what? I spent every waking moment these past 6 months working my ass off to revitalize the city, and people aren't happy with that? They should be jumping with joy.
My lord, you must understand that it is impossible to satisfy everyone. A degree of discontent is to be expected.
Even so, it should be blindingly obvious how much better I'm doing than the previous basket of rainbows and kittens.
All is forgotten on the gentle ebb and flow of time. Past injuries matter little in the face of the present.
It hasn't even been a year.
The people do not genuinely care about you, nor will they ever. They may sing your praises one day and forget about you the next. I believe you have been through this, but we have been through this before.
Surely there's someone out there who gets it.
That is wishful thinking, my lord. You could work yourself to your very bones, and the people would merely see you as fulfilling your duty. You must not seek their approval. More will be expected of you, and more will you be the subject of undeserved resentment, for the simple reason that you exist in a position of power. Only those in a similar position can understand your hardships. Ultimately, then, you have two choices. Either declare yourself in the service of, dedicate yourself in the service of your people, or mercilessly exploit them like your predecessor.
I won't follow in that bastard's footsteps.
I pray your heart remains true.
Everybody's just freaking pouring on the foreshadowing.
And that you remain a wise and caring lord.
Oh boy.
Damn it. So tell me, what specifically are people happy about?
The foremost is food shortages. This was anticipated, and all we can do is ask them to persevere. The second comes from the upper class.
Go on.
They are quite naturally displeased about making to surrender their stockpiles. It would be prudent to offer them remuneration in the near future.
They're doing well enough for themselves already.
My lord.
I know, just letting off some steam. So I better go butter up all the rich men in town. Wonderful. The whole idea was to help the less well-off, yet here I am.
I understand that you aren't pleased about this, my lord. But I do remember you have more to fear from some few of the upset clans banding together than the entirety of the slums. For they wield the most troublesome weapon, an upper-class upbringing. They know precisely who to tell, and what to tell about you to tarnish your reputation in the blink of an eye. And do not placate yourself by thinking the common man will see through the attempts to undermine you. Even if they did, an unlikely supposition, they could do nothing to counter it. And do not placate yourself by thinking the common man will seek through the attempts to undermine you. Even if they did, an unlikely supposition, they could do nothing to counter it. They are powerless!
But it was the people at the bottom who pulled most of the weight organizing and executing the revolution.
It was an exceptional set of circumstances that allowed the revolution to take place as it did, not the least of which was the Lord's status as unequivocally evil in the eyes of the people. You will not find them all agreeing on anything so readily now.
Alright, I get it. The point is, I gotta win over all the rich people and my whole operation's gonna come to a grinding halt, right? So much as it rubs me the wrong way, I'll do what I have to.
A wise decision, my lord. Is that the last of the
Oh, that was Jacopo.
Is that the last of the complaints?
No, the influx of immigrants has caused an increase in general unrest.
Of course it is. Of course it is. I bring them in to help with the restoration effort and they go and cause their own new set of problems. Of course it is. I bring them in to help with the restoration effort, and they go and cause their own new set of problems. It's like I'm chasing my tail here, eh?
So long as there are people under your authority, never will you be completely free of strife.
You're telling me. So with increasing, you're telling me.
Sorry.
So the increase in the God's presence in the city help keep the peace.
Most of those with the training necessary are already deployed, meaning you would need to have new guards trained from the ground up. You will have to mobilize them when they are most needed.
In other words,
Tighten your grip on the slums.
so now I gotta take away their freedom.
I know you have personal attachment to that area, my lord, but you must cast that aside. No longer are you the man you once were.
Uh-oh. Oh boy.
The slum should never even been allowed to fall into such lawlessness in the first place. You will merely be restoring it to its proper state.
Uh-oh.
If you truly wish to bring prosperity to this land, you must eventually scale down and then eliminate the slums.
Oh boy.
But if I get rid of the slums, how will I get rid of the home?
My lord.
I know, I understand what you're getting at. I understand that everything you said is perfectly logical. Can we hold off on that for a bit? A bunch of guys down there formed this peacekeeper group to, keep the peace. They'll gladly help out if we could talk to them, I'm sure. We can scale up our patrols, but no stepping on their toes. Got it! Oh, got it.
As you command, my lord.
There he is, in the same sprite as the original. What did I tell you?
Hard to believe it's been a whole year.
Oh, there we go, time skip already.
Feels like I only just started yesterday. Yet also like I've been doing this forever.
You two are looking somewhat worse for wear. I mean, you are looking somewhat more worse for wear, my lord.
Do I? Oh, am I kidding? You're right. On the one hand, you don't look like I've even lost an hour of sleep the entire year. Well, it goes to show how inexperienced I really am.
Well, it is true that I've been in this position for many years. I also do not bear nearly as much responsibility as you. I merely stand in the background and offer you small pieces of advice. All the while you face the crowds directly, negotiate with counts, make dozens of difficult decisions, yada yada ipso fatso. If there is one thing I have learned in all my years, it is that I could never begin to imagine the weight a ruler must carry. Never mind one who was never raised to take the throne and thus themselves into the labyrinth of politics and high society. Never mind one who was never raised to take the throne, and thus themselves into the labyrinth of politics and high society. It would be a greater surprise if the trials had not taken their toll. That reminds me, Barnier was a lord for a full decade before we took him out, wasn't he?
And as I recall, he wasn't as much as a despot early on. If just 1 year has taken this much out of me, how much longer before I'm no longer able to act like a reasonable human being?
Seriously, it does feel like a genuine struggle.
No, don't think like that, Jacopo. Actually, forget it. What matters is that we seem to be doing a good job minimizing discontent.
Indeed. You've successfully made it through the first year. The city is decidedly more presentable than it was when you took the throne.
I almost feel like this is like a big like Sim City type thing, and Odilon is like your helper character and stuff, like as you manage stuff on the screen and everything. Have any of y'all ever played like Sim City type games? Because that's what it's almost reminding me of. Like Odilon is like the little helper character.
There are precious few who could replicate your accomplishments in such short time, my lord. You would do well to take pride in your work.
Pushing to do everything so quickly has taken its toll. The people are worn thin. Slaves are dying by the droves. I still have a ways to go before there's anything I can be proud of.
Slaves are the tools of progress, my lord. Tools don't last forever and must be replaced regularly.
Here we go. Here we go.
And you can't build a house with your bare hands, I get it.
You learn quickly.
Oh boy.
Not even a year ago, I would have been up in arms about the number of slaves dying. But now they're just numbers to me. Apparently my worldview has changed quite a bit.
Uh-oh.
It is about time we started considering our next step.
Meaning?
Hold on. Oh my god. Here we go. The slippery slope that Barnier Jr. is falling down.
Meaning your efforts thus far have merely been towards repairing the damage caused by your predecessor.
You make it sound like all of this has just been warm-up.
It is. This is the tutorial round.
Oh, crap.
My apologies. I did not mean to discount your great efforts, my lord. I was simply speaking of the grander scheme.
Yeah, I got that. You want to settle on a direction for how to grow to the city, right?
Indeed. The status quo is vastly inadequate for bringing prosperity to this land. And there is no saying when the surrounding territories may cease being so friendly and set their eyes upon conquering us. But of course, you cannot keep your eyes trained outward in fear of an attack and allow the land to devour itself from the inside either.
So what you're saying is a balancing act.
Precisely.
So what kind of advancements do I want to pursue? This is something that's been on my mind. The land is ill-suited to growing crops. When I lived down in the slums, I had no perspective and figured that what we produced here was no different than anywhere else. But now I know better. The grapes used for our wine are miserable compared to what had been served elsewhere, as is nearly everything else we grow. I can only assume the land itself is to blame.
Oh, the wine from the south is indeed exceptional.
I've heard that the south of France is quite a good place for wine.
You quite nearly gave me a heart attack when you left from your chair in the middle of a meeting. Shouting, "This is nothing like the wine from home."
Enough. That never happened. It was my first time tasting anything like that at all, right? Anyone would have had the same reaction.
Oh, you have grown much, but nevertheless you are still quite green.
God, I really need to watch myself around this man.
In any case, it would be ideal if we could begin producing higher quality grapes. Not necessarily to compete with the South, but enough to be serviceable. Efforts to improve our farmland are underway, although it could take some time before we see the progress. Have you any propositions, my lord?
Actually, I was thinking it might be best just to cut back on agriculture.
Do elaborate.
What if we were to build the city up into a trade hub of sorts?
Meaning, you wish to open our gates to our neighbors.
Exactly. One thing this city is going for is its wealth of artisans. But for years, we've only ever exported our goods. I want to bring people here to purchase. We reduce taxes for merchants and give them special privileges. Set tariffs and border taxes lower than they are in the capital. And business will naturally find its way here. The land may be less than optimal for farming, but it's more than adequate for trade. We are in a rather convenient location to serve as a hub for the surrounding realms.
Damn, that's a smart move, Jacopo. You're being a bit big brain here. Wow.
Rather than close our borders and wall ourselves off entirely, opening up and making ourselves of value to our neighbors is far more likely to dissuade potential invasion.
Everything is going way too well.
We're all pieces on one another's boards. Isn't that right, Lambda Delta, Boyne Castle?
Oh, you got it right, Jacopo.
Ah, you're doing quite well. How irritating.
Who says that can't apply to the entire city? The best way to expand without stepping on anyone's toes is to do so in a way that benefits them as well as us. What do you think?
A rather aggressive strategy you propose, my lord. If I may be so bold, there will be many obstacles to this plan's success. You will need to arrange meetings with the head of each realm you intend to invite, the order and timing of which will be crucial to its success. Furthermore, the influx of outsiders will be a source of much tension among your people.
So you think I'm aiming too high?
You are indeed aiming exceedingly high. Your obstacles will be numerous and precipitous. Nonetheless, obstacles can be overcome. Your exhaustion is nothing compared to the weariness that awaits you down this path. Do be well aware of this, my lord.
You're damn right I am. If I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna go all in.
Okay, you guys, obviously we're not done for the day. I just really need to take a bathroom break. I will be right back. Okay, I'm back. The Lord's Manor sat atop a tall hill. Gazing out, the city stretched before me, counting columns of smoke, countless columns of smoke rising from the buildings, the people scurrying about like so many ants. From up here, I had the perfect view of the bustle of the city. What about the hustle? But I was far too far away to feel the life breathing through it. To think I used to be one of those tiny little specks. Thousands of people lived there. They had families, jobs, friends, hobbies. But as much as I was cognizant of that fact, I no longer grasped it on anything more than a conceptual level. It was incredible just how much my view of the world had changed in merely a year's time. So yeah, Morgana is 13 right now, so that means, yeah, there's 3 years left in the story. So time is going to pass pretty quickly.
I'm gonna go out into the world, I said.
I thought that clawing my way to the top of the ladder would let me see it. Would let me experience it. That with power, I could have the whole world at my fingertips. But reality wasn't so simple.
This sure isn't what I was looking for. Hell, I feel like the chain just gotten tighter around my neck.
There was no way to truly grasp the view from this height without climbing up and seeing it for yourself. And that was exactly where I was a year ago, blind to the reality of life in the upper echelons. Fantasizing about a world that didn't exist. Unlike the me of the past, I did have the satisfaction of feeling like I was accomplishing big things. But was that really worth cutting myself off from all my friends? Did those achievements really justify a bloody revolution? I don't understand why he can't just invite them into the palace. I mean, the old lord had prostitutes over all the time. And really what he should do is just legitimize the militia that he created with Gratian. Give them an official title and everything, and have them paid. I don't see why he didn't do that. I mean, if the old lord could invite prostitutes into the palace all the time, certainly Jacopo could invite Maria in there, have her work alongside him, be another advisor, if even just in secret. And yeah, I definitely think the old Barnier needed to be taken out. But yeah, I don't see why he did that. Didn't most of the girls die in that attack? Or were taken captive? He could just have Maria and the few little ones that are left stay there. Plus, legitimizing the militia he created, will strengthen his ties to the people in the slums. I don't know. That's just what I would have done in his position. Or, I suppose I should ask, was this work valuable enough for me to justify it all? Reminiscing about days long gone wasn't going to help anything. And in fact, it only served to cause me pain. I couldn't return to that time. This was where my quest for power had brought me, and now I had to live out my days as lord of this land. Telling myself day after day that it was far better than being a powerless slum rat.
God, I've been so busy these past few weeks. My eyes are...
Uh-oh, what's going on with his eyes?
One day I'll show you the world.
Do you ever get tired of saying that?
You're gonna think big. Dream. The world's changing all around us. A life just fighting to make it day by day is hardly a life at all. I don't want to spend the rest of my days confined to this tiny little corner of the world.
Well, try not to let your dreams grow so big they crush you.
Oh, I'm sure I'll be fine. I'll love just have you sing for me if it ever gets to be overwhelming.
Why would I be there?
Why wouldn't you? It's hard to show you the world if I don't bring you with me. Knowing you still won't know where you want to go. So I'll bring you with me. We can find a place for you together. Pretty good deal, huh?
I don't need to see the world. All I want is...
Dozed off for a second there. It feels like those days were an eternity ago. I don't need to see the world. All I want is... What you want is what, Morgana? What were you trying to tell me?
Man, it feels like a whole different place here now.
You think? Looks like the same old nasty time it's always been.
You're talking about the whole city, you don't...
Exactly. Things are up and up in the city proper, but we ain't seen a scrap of it down here. Heck's up with that? All the new shops are spilling out past the city border. The highway into town's turned into a full-blown bazaar.
Oh, well, that's nice.
Ooh, sounds nice.
Is there anything in that damn hand of yours? We're saying, how come we're still living like rats if they got enough spare coin to build all the back market space? Hell, with all these damn immigrants coming in, slums are even bigger shithole than before. God damn it, it's really hard to give voices to these three randos. You know, I never thought much about it until now, but you're right. The gang's been a lot busier today with all the drifters.
Jacopo, Lord Barnier Jr. He ain't showed his mug down here even once since he took over. I mean, I get that bloody Lord can't spend all day hanging out in the slums, but he could at least visit. Indeed, he's spending all the time putting up with the rich folks.
And we used to be such good friends, too. Wonder if you're just playing not to bother with us at all.
I hope not, but that's sure what it's looking like. You'd think he'd at least throw us a bone rather than letting the merchants in upper class take coin bass in his coffers, Scrooge McDuck style. Guess when he became one of them, he became just like him too.
Feels like we're in the exact same place we were a year ago. He's no different than the old Barnier. That's not true at all.
Shh. Psst. Psst. Go. Oh, it's y'all. You found anything?
Yep, got the proof you was looking for. But if you be so kind as to never give me a job like this again, I'd be hanged thrice if the nobles found out I was sniffing around their business.
Oh, quit being such a bitch. Didn't steal nothing or kill anyone. You're fine.
A man's secrets can be sometimes worth more in his life. But on to business. Your suspicions were correct.
Well, fuck me sideways. Here's your pay. Take it and piss off.
Nice doing business. Hey, hold that now. I'll risk my neck to get that for you, and this is all I get in return.
Got a problem with that, you little bitch?
You already called me that. No, sir.
Don't you worry. You'll get your fair due shortly.
Oh boy. What is going on?
These construction costs are really starting to pile up. Can't we put the manor repairs off until we've taken care of more pressing matters? Like using that money to help the poor.
A lord and his residents are the face of his land.
God damn it.
If you wish for this city to continue thriving upon the fruits of your relationships with the surrounding realms, you must maintain a minimum level of respectability, my lord.
Seriously, I don't understand why he can't talk to them. God damn it.
Merchants in particular are merciless judges of appearance. Of this you can be certain. No respectable merchant will do business on equal terms with a city whose lord refuses to take care of his own home.
I get that, but still, it's so much money.
These are necessary expenses.
Oh God, Source. Oh wow, Source. Ouch, ouch, ouch. Yeah. Oh boy.
To acquire the resources required to aid the lower class, we must increase the rate of production. Efforts must begin at the top and gradually work down. You must not be in such a great rush, my lord. The work you are performing is on a much larger, longer scale than perhaps of which you are accustomed.
You may have a point. Then let the construction continue. I'm definitely coming to see just how crucial a bit of embellishment can be to surviving in high society.
God damn it. Everything's always the same. Fucking hell. Ugh, that reminds me of just why I grew so disillusioned with, the idea of being a professor in the first place. God damn it. It's the same everywhere and everything. Fucking hell.
Every engagement is like throwing myself into a lion's den. Everyone surrounding me, measuring me up. They question my pedigree, some with their eyes, some with their mouths. Some even attempt to dig up dirt on me in order to tip the scales in their favor. Oh yeah, and there was that one time when I was straight up shouted at, right to my face. You know more than a damn noble. You're no more damn noble than any of those other rats whose nests you crawled out of, if I recall. And not that he was wrong. I took the throne by force.
Hilarious, MJ. Did you hear? He was gonna quit being the CEO.
It's only natural that people are gonna have the suspicions. That I came from the slums is just the icing on the cake. I'm damn lucky if condescension is the worst treatment I get on a first encounter. And then there are the distant relatives to Barnier let slip through the cracks, slithering back up to assert their rights to the land. There are a lot more people out to get me than I first anticipated.
Do remain strong, my lord.
Huh. I will always be strong. If I so much as let those wolves smell weakness, they'll pounce all over me. Like hell I'm gonna let that happen. I won't have time to work on helping the poor if I have to spend my days fending off packs of bloodthirsty nobles. I must always appear strong, under any circumstances. I, of all people, should know just how easily a lord can be dethroned. And I'll be next in line if I even leave the slightest opening. I have to do whatever it takes to make sure that's not my future.
Perhaps you should get some rest, my lord.
Excuse me, are you insane? I have to review the construction budget so that...
Allow me to handle that. I will get you something to drink. I will get you something to drink. Perhaps a glass of that southern wine you are so fond of. It is quite sweet, perfect for alleviating brunt fatigue.
I am not fatigued.
Come now, please take this request from an overly concerned consul, my lord.
Fine, you win.
It's hard to believe it's only been a year and a half.
Oh wow, yep, we're slow. Time is marching on.
I feel like we go way back.
Oh, we do see each other every day, after all.
I'm starting to crave some variety, to be honest. I never found a good opportunity to ask you this, but
Yes.
do you have any family? Because if you do, you're more than welcome to have them live here.
Jacopo, why didn't you extend that offer to Maria and the other girls?
I appreciate your concern, my lord, but they have all passed away.
All of them?
Indeed. My entire family was eradicated at the previous lord's order.
Whoa! I guess he must have said something he didn't like.
Once, and only once, I offered him my humble opinion. So infuriated was he by my insolence that he had my family murdered.
Oh my god. And yet that totally sounds like him, so jeez.
Once, and only once, I offered him my humble opinion.
Oh, I'm sorry, I already read that line. There we go.
I would have much preferred myself killed in their stead. But he was a man who reveled in others' suffering.
And you just kept on serving him?
That is correct.
He's kind of like a maester in Game of Thrones again.
I acted as his loyal servant. Too afraid to speak up again.
Acted?
Recall what I said when we first met. I was sitting in wait for the perfect opportunity. Now you understand why.
Well, damn.
And if I may come clean about that time, I had every intention of disposing of the revolution's puppet master.
What? Wow.
Never once did I trust Nevra.
Oh god, MJ. Is that the official name of the white-haired girl? I guess it makes sense.
foolish motives or as plain as day.
Hello, Tron Buster. We're kind of close to the end for today.
As the new Lord's mother, she planned to control and planned to usurp her from the shadows, acting as the effective governor of the land. Having no family left myself, the city and its people are like my children. So I refuse to send by and allow her to turn them into tools to satisfy her own avarice.
Damn. So he's the one. Wow.
The land would hardly survive a tyrant, so they begin to replace a tyrant. But she was removed from the board by the former lord before she had a chance to see her aspirations to fruition.
Okay, so it was the old lord who did that.
Knowing she was no longer a danger, I decided to wait and see how the success fared before taking any further action. To determine if you were sufficient to serve as lord of this land.
And I guess I passed, huh?
Are you not upset, my lord?
Nothing to be upset about. You never had the fact that you are acting in your own interests. That if a piece had no value to you, you discarded it. And I always knew there was more than what you were telling me. I'll just say, I'm relieved to still be standing here.
Oh, if only you knew how close you were to falling on the other side of that line.
Am I really that on edge? After all the work I put into this?
While you do have a rare aptitude and strength of spirit, you're still much too easily swayed by your emotions.
Ugh.
There, go. I shall continue to instruct you until you're able to fully satisfy my expectations. It is rather curious. So after we speak so great our time together, I've come to think of you as my second son.
Aww. I wonder who his first son is. I wonder if he's related to Michelle.
Don't get all mushy on me, old man. We're not friends and we're not family. I'm a pawn on your board and you're a pawn on mine. Strictly business.
Oh, my apologies. I never said a word.
Right. Never happened. Moving right along. You just keep doing what you do best.
At your service, my lord.
Out of curiosity, do we have any free hands around capable of riding a horse?
For what purpose?
There's someone I want found.
I think also, Ji-chan, you know what? I think what it is? He's too obsessed with Morgana.
Whoever it may be I wish to find, my lord, I am obliged to remind you that
You don't even have to finish that. I know. I'm supposed to leave the past in the past.
let us see then. Your men have their hands rather full at present, then we can perhaps arrange for one of them to be reassigned.
Are you sure?
Tis a small request, and not wanting your entire thing, I'd requested to use your men for personal matters. I believe we can spare a hand or two on such rare occasions.
Much appreciated.
Shall I arrange for them to set off immediately?
Please. I'm looking for a Goyle. If she's alive, she'll look around 13 or 14. And she has unusual markings on her face.
Markings akin to burn scars.
Barnier once imprisoned her in the manor. He used her as a prop for his banquets, cutting her up from head to toe. My guess is that the patches on her face are a result of Barnier's abuse.
Indeed, I know the girl.
What?
I presume she did not survive the slave revolt. I take it you care quite deeply about this girl, my lord. Allow me to offer my sincerest apologies in its stead.
No need to apologize. Will you help me find the road along?
I will oversee the search operations personally to the best of my ability, my lord. I pray the girl is still alive.
As do I. unlikely as it may be. I'm just chasing after a sliver of a dream that shattered long ago. That said, if you do find her alive, bring her here without telling her it's the Lord's manor.
Oh, God.
She'll likely assume it's the old Barnier who's after her, if you said anything.
And if she happens to have found a new home where she's happy.
Just leave her be.
Understood.
Time drifted slowly onward. As I'd anticipated, there was no news regarding her whereabouts. But new shops and stalls continued opening in the city, with them coming a steady flow of travelers and passing merchants. And as traffic throughout the city increased, so too did the number of people seeking an audience with me. I was getting busier by the day. My plans to attract merchants and artisans from the capital had worked, and every one of them seemed to have a bigger and more ambitious proposition than the last. My days became a cycle of meetings, reviewing propositions, balancing the budget, and deciding whether to proceed or postpone, all amidst all the tumult. My thoughts drifted ever further from the poorest of my people. Oh boy, Valka, he's doing pretty. Oh wow, that's new. Okay, you guys. I know it's slightly early, but I don't know if you could tell. I'm getting super tired. I am so sorry, you guys. So yeah, welcome, Valka. Unfortunately, we're about to have to leave soon. On Sunday, will be more Archnelico. On Tuesday, we'll continue this. Okay, you guys, thank you so much for coming. Today wasn't a very exciting one, rather back to the slow burn, but after two amazingly fast-paced chapters, the story's naturally going to slow down. You think it's a good place to stop too, Apparition? I also think so. So yep, this was the economics stream, medieval economics. Alright, you guys. Until next time, I will say, so long, farewell, auf Wiedersehen, good night. You are all the sweetest of hearts. See ya.